Coach Olivas, Coach Gonzalez, alongside today at RealSportsLife.com, Real Sports Life Southwest. Coach, how was your district meet, District 20?
We're used to traveling, so they're always trying to get us on the road. And we still came out there overall. We're still proud of the kids who advance, and they
multiple. Coach Gonzalez, of course, coming off a successful cross-country season. On the girls' side, what do you look for area, Coach?
It's going to be tough. There's a lot of tough competition down there, especially La Jolla, Palmview, and McAllen Memorial. So we're looking, we're not overlooking anything, and we're just taking everyone serious.
Yeah, of course, on the girls' side, Shania advanced, Monica advanced, another Andrea Garcia advanced, and of course Alexia Diaz, a thrower,
yes.
For Coach Morin. But on the girls' side, what do you expect from the girls, and what do you expect from Monica coming into, and Shania coming into the 3200 and the 800, the mile, and the and their events?
We didn't set any goal times or anything. It's just survive and advance. Top 4 go, and then we'll let it all out at regionals, and to go to the dance and to the show, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, the state track meet.
Yes. So it's just survive and advance in top 4, and it's just championship racing from now on.
There you go. Now Monica had a peculiar way of showing her kind of gutsy. She mentioned to me early on that she was gonna go do her makeup. She was gonna go do her things because she was gonna get ready to win district.
Yes.
That confidence from her. Does it resonate on the rest of the team?
Oh yeah, it spreads, and it's good to have that type of leadership and that type of focus on the team. And so she's a senior. We're gonna miss her.
And for Coach Olivas, if you want to hand the coach for your sprint relay 4x4, you have of course Darwin Leckler, who runs first leg for you, anchor leg.
He's the anchor leg.
He's the anchor leg. But from him being a senior, and the guys like Josh and some of the guys that are running in those sprint relays, what did you see from them in that district meet?
Well, we got a lot of seniors. We got Adrian Ramirez, we got Darwin, we got Jacob Jimenez, we have Osvaldo Picasso. We have a good mix of seniors in there, with Albert Guevara and Nathan Kowalski. But we have a lot of seniors, and they know they've been there before. It's like I said, we have a tradition of doing very well. And when Albert got hurt to start off the first event, and to his credit, he sucked up, and we talked to him, and coach got him to high jump even with a pull hamstring. He came out second, and we played it smart. After he knew he had second, he kind of like, I'm gonna rest for the hurdles, because his favorite event is the 110 hurdles, and he was favored in 5 events, but he sucked it up. He pulled his hamstring, and he took I think he came in with a 5th or 6th best time in the 110s, and he came back in the finals and got second, and he was in pain, and everybody knew he was in pain, but he sucked it up and went.
Now, Coach, with prelims being on Thursday and you guys going early, well, the day before, and of course the field events, that takes most of the time, for throwers and jumpers and high jumpers and all that stuff. But what does it do for the rest of the runners that don't have to run till later on that day? Unless they're 3,200 runners, or because that's the day that they run that race that morning.
It's always a challenge because we're not at home, we're on the road. Coach set up some tents under a tree, and that's all the shade that we had, and that was on Thursday. Now the weather changed on Saturday, and it was cold, it was windy, and so that was ours, trying to fight through the elements of both days, 2 different days, and I think our kids did well because they hydrated, they ate well, and they warmed up well, because there was a lot of kids who didn't run as well in the finals as they had in the prelim.
United, of course, was 1, and Del Rio was 2 on the boys' side. On the girls' side, don't remember what the girls' side was. Del Rio and Alexander, and for the boys' side, it was United.
United was favored, but Del Rio
okay.
And did a great job.
Now, what do you expect in area from those schools? Now coming into the region of the Rio Grande Valley.
I think Coach Gonzalez put it. we're in the toughest
region.
area.
Yeah.
In
In all
one
of
the
Texas,
tough-
yeah.
Well, yeah. Our for whatever reason, every whatever teams we always get stuck in there, it's going to be tough. You know, they do a great job. You know, he mentioned the La Jolla schools and the McAllen schools. You know, Mission has a real good track team too. You know, and they got great coaches down there. They got great athletes. We keep up to date with them because, you know, through athletic.net we get to see, and you know, we have our hands full. Ain't gonna be no cupcake. You know, there's a lot of great runners over there. They have a lot of tradition over there, and I think the best we've ever finished that area is second. So, you know, Del Rio's they're gonna meet up with some great runners as well as United and all of us.
You know, now, of course, with Mile Split did a feature on you guys, or cross country. How did that translate, or how did that kind of for your runners? Was that something for them to kind of look forward to? Hey, they're here because of us. They're here because the tradition that you've and Coach have, you on cross country, him in track. But was that something that the kids loved while they were here?
You talking about Mouse Split?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were excited. I mean, it's a national, you know, network, and for them to get recognized like that, and you know, like I told you before, I got calls from the guys from McFarland, you know, USA, and they called the school and congratulated us, and they give us, you know, props, and for them and other schools to notice us, and you know, to know our history and our background and the hardships that we have. It was, you know, something, you know, it opened their eyes.
Yeah, and it opened some more doors for our kids here to get noticed collegiately. You know, runners, as far as that a small town like Eagle Pass can develop and can have the pedigree of runners that we've always had. You know, in years past. Of course, I was a part of AAU for many years, and Coach Olivas was part of AAU for many years too. Coach Gonzalez, you've been a part of AAU,
Yes.
and I remember, you know, summer track and summer AAU with the Striders, but that's one of the things that people don't understand, that track and cross country are one of the sports where you can get a full ride to college. It's 2 seasons. Yeah.
I mean, Nathan just got a call from Florida Gulf Coast, you know, and several Florida schools, and you know, it's just, you know, come on Texas, you know, give them a call. You know,
Exactly.
And you know, it just, we want to keep them home and everything, but you know, the opportunities are up there, and they're willing to, you know, give him a scholarship, and he's gonna go wherever, you know, the education is cheapest.
What are the keys that you see for area coach in the girl side for you?
The key there is to race smart. Bottom line, race smart, and for the distance kids and for Lexi is, you know, to go throw, and it's like the Coach Morin calls it the foie. You know, you just gotta go and yell and you know, get behind that shot put and throw it as far as you can.
There you go.
And she's ranked second right now, so
In area,
In
that's
area.
yeah. So for Coach, you grabbed the mic, but what are your keys for your guys in as far as for area?
Well, the first thing is we got to pass the baton around. Right? I mean, obviously from this week, but you know, second of all, you know, go out there, be confident, warm up like you always have, and you know, attack. We've been doing this all year. You know, it's not nothing new. It's just going out there and performing at your best. You know, I'm sure the wind will be a factor being in the valley, but you know, we've been having a windy week, so we're preparing.
It kind of helps you with practice.
Yeah, we've been going against the wind and stuff like that, but.
What's the difference between headwind and backwind as far as when you're racing? I mean, does it make a difference, Coach? Do you?
Yeah. It does. I mean, ask the kids. They we're out here and they're telling us, Coach, you know, even at the district track meet, the last 150 was into the wind, and the kids said they felt it, and you could see the kids running into it, and as soon as they hit that last one,
it was a wall.
It just kind of stood up. Yeah. And
So-
I think for the smaller, more frail kids, it's harder than some of the shorter, more stockier kids.
Yeah. So with that, we're trackside with Coach Olivas and Coach Gonzalez. We'll be back after this with some of the runners. You're listening to Friday Day at RealSportsLive.com, Real Sports Live Southwest.
Citizens of Maverick County, thanks to your vote and support, we're the top vote getter during the march by a large margin. But we're not done. We have a lot more to do. But because of your vote of confidence, we have proven that Maverick County is on the right track to getting where it needs to be. I humbly request your vote of support during these May runoffs. Thank you.
And we're back trackside with now Monica, senior. And Monica, how did you feel in your two races, your mile and the 800 at district?
Well, I knew I had the best time there in the district, so I was just trying to save energy for area. Didn't want to PR or anything because it was pretty windy, so just trying to save energy.
Just trying to save the energy. I know that when I talked to your coaches, it wasn't a race, so to speak. You were racing against time, not racing against anybody else. How did Anaí Romo run that day against you, or were you just in a different level that day?
Well, she had told me she wanted a PR. Her best time right now is a 5:23, and she wanted to break 5:20. And I knew she was going for it that day, and I was just sitting back because I didn't need to do that because I had already done that. So.
Yeah, of course, you have a school record, 5:08. Congratulations. And I know that, of course, you're moving on to college, and we're hopefully getting that taken care of here pretty soon. I believe you said Tuesday is the day that you're going to announce. You're going to sign your letter of intent to the college that we're not going to say it today until you're ready. It's unfair for your family to, but what do you expect in area? And again, I know you mentioned Palmview. I know you mentioned a couple of girls from Palmview and a couple of other girls. What do you see going into area, and what is your game plan in the mile and the 800?
Well, my goal for area is to PR in the 800 because I haven't really worked in my 800 times all this season. So PR in the 800 and just try to go with Brianna Robles, which is the number 2 girl in the region right now.
You're number 1.
No,
you're
number 3.
You're number 3.
Yeah, I'm number 3, and
so
she's
who's
number 2.
She's number 2, and who's
Yeah.
number 1 in the region?
Jordan Mathis.
Is that from Vandergrift?
Yeah.
So you won't see her until
regionals. But I'll be able to race against Brianna Robles before regionals.
Nice. Now, as everybody knows, you've ran cross country and you ran track. What is the difference between running cross country and then running track in the spring? Is there any difference, or I mean, of course, you're in cross country, you're out in the open, you're in a 3-mile course. Here, it's running around in a circle. What's the difference?
Well, for me, since I run the 800 and I don't do the 2-mile, it's obviously more speed, right? But also like the team wise, like in track, like you only get to focus about yourself, and which I like a lot. Like
so track for you is more individual kind of stats, and in cross country it's more of a team aspect.
Yes.
You got to get a pack of girls, 5 or 6 girls coming in the first 5 to 10 slots, as so to speak, or places.
Yes.
But what is something that has taught you in life, so to speak, from Coach Gonzalez in track and cross country, because he's been your coach for 4 years?
Just like to run with a purpose. Like, don't just run to compete. Like, there's a lot more to that than just placing and like going to district, going to area. Like, there's more to that than, like, there's more meaning into the running part.
What was your feeling when you broke that record and you ran that 5:08? I know that there's been, of course, social media with Twitter and other social media aspects that they've mentioned a story on you. But what was it? What was it that day that kind of propelled you to get that 5:08 and get that record?
Well, that was actually my first race throughout the whole season that I didn't get nervous. I was just really, really focused. Like, I knew like my time was good enough to make it to Texas Relay, so I knew I belonged there, and I just went for it. I didn't hold back. So
Did going to the Texas Relays prepare you for district, or because again when you run these races and even in cross country, Coach Gonzalez does a great job, putting a schedule together. But he tends to put you in situations where you're running against the best, and when you get to area, and when you get to district, and when you get to regional, you've seen them already. You've ran against them. What's your feeling about that?
it definitely that race just made me more confident with my running with that 5:08. Like, I didn't think I was gonna PR by that like 7 seconds, so Now, for regionals, I'm more confident that
You can run the same race,
Yeah.
the same pace. Well, congratulations on all your accomplishments. I know that realsportslife.com, Real Sports Life Southwest will be there Tuesday, and your signing, and look forward to, of course, talking to you after winning area. Now, I know I mentioned before with the coaches that I had talked to you, and you were doing your makeup and you're doing your brows and stuff like that. But the confidence that you brought, and it's not, I don't see it as overconfident. I see just you being confident in your ability and what you can do on the track.
Yeah, I have like a little motto is if you look good, you feel good, and you do good.
There you go. That's the motto of Monica.
Yeah.
We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to Friday at RealSportsLife.com, Real Sports Life Southwest. And we're back live right there. Now it's on. Just make sure you hold it close. We're back live. We're at the Eagle Pass ISD Colesdale Foster Memorial Stadium trackside, and we're with Guevara. What was a senior? What was the extent of your injury? I know that you got injured. Coach was saying that you got injured in the triple jump. What would you just feel tightness in your hamstring, or what was it that happened? Was it pre-jump, or was it when you were gonna?
Yeah, when I took my first practice jump, I felt it, but it wasn't like bothering me too much. So like, so I just like went through it, and then I told my coach, and she told me to like.
Coach Mancha, you told Coach Mancha, hey, you know what? I think you gotta go talk to Coach Olivas about this.
And then like after like we started jumping, like it was my it was my first time to jump, and I took my first jump, and that's when I felt it, like I couldn't.
You couldn't jump.
Yeah.
Now you were favored in 5 events. How many of the 5 did you actually run, or how many of the 5 did you actually participate in?
I only did the high jump and I made it to finals in the triple jump.
Okay.
But I didn't.
But you didn't jump.
wanna jump.
You didn't want to jump because you
Save it.
wanted to save for the 110 hurdles and the high jump. Now you did qualify for both for those. Okay. Now being a senior, and of course having that run with football, having that momentum, has that momentum taken you into track and allowed you to be more competitive in track throughout the season?
Well, I felt like I was doing good my whole last year, but my grades it wasn't good.
Has any college approached you, as far as throughout the senior year, either football or track?
Both.
Have you had any offers yet? Well, and what are your feelings towards area, and what are you thinking? Is the hamstring getting better day by day?
Yeah. I can actually move around.
You can move around without the pain. Now, did it affect you in the high jump, or because it was your off
Not really,
foot?
Yeah, it was my off. So like I was able to jump.
You were able to.
My approach to get to the pit was awkward.
It was awkward, but they made the adjustments. How did you make the adjustment as far as to make sure that, hey, you know what, now I have to change my approach, and what went through your mind changing that, at the district meet?
Yeah. Well, my Coach Gonzalez, we got just one new run through, so I can since it's gonna be different with we just got it. So.
With and you managed to get that. Now, as far as area, is there anybody else that you see, or that Coach Olivas has talked to you about, an area that you're going up against?
Not that I know.
Not that you know of. So you're basically going out there and saying, hey, whoever comes my way, I'm gonna get the job done, so to speak. Your senior year, does having coach on the football team and him being the defensive coordinator, of course you were on offense, but does it help kind of, because you've been under his tutelage for 4 years, but does it help, going from football to track and knowing and understanding, hey,
Yes, sir.
Coach Olivas is, the same
I
guy.
get to know him like more.
Yeah. Now I know you're a senior and you want to do good. What do you think you need to do in your 2 events to go to regionals?
Well, I need to get healthy first and put in the work.
There you go. And that's Albert Guevara, your senior. We'll be back with more after this. You listen to Friday Day at RealSportsLive.com, Real Sports Live Southwest.
Mi Pueblo Restaurant, located at 1920 North Veterans Boulevard. Call to order to go at 830-776-7796. We deliver. We have breakfast and lunch buffet from 7 to 11 and from 11:30 to 3. We have fresh homemade tortillas made daily, so come by 1920 North Veterans Boulevard. Comidas caseras, hechas como en su casa. Vengan a comer con nosotros.
And we're back live. Trackside at the U Pass ISD Student Activity Center. And we're with senior Darwin Leckler. Darwin, you're the anchor for the 4x4.
Yes.
What other races did you run in the district track meet?
I ran the 4x1, I ran the 4x2, and I ran the 100 open.
So how did you do in your 100 open?
I placed 4th, and I'm going to area.
You're going area individually, and then you're going. How was the 4x1? You're the anchor for the 4x1, the
Yes.
4x2, and the 4x4.
I don't run the 4x4.
You don't run the 4x4. You don't run the sprint relay. You run the 4x1 and the 4x2.
4x2, yes.
Those races. How did you guys do in those races as a whole? Do you see?
The 4x1 would have been a really good race, but me and my brother happened to drop the baton at the last handoff, and so we didn't end up placing. But in the 4x2, we did pretty good. We got second place, and we're going to area for.
So
that race.
you're going to area as an individual with the 100 open 100, and you're going 4x2.
Yes, sir.
Now, being a senior, how has your year gone, and how do you think this culminates your senior year, going to area, hopefully going to regionals, and of course the big thing is going to state?
I think this year has been going really good. It's definitely going better than last year. I'm just working harder than I have before to try to go as far as I can.
Now in the open 100, does coach has Coach Olivas told you who's in the area that you're gonna be competing against, or has he kind of giving you times?
Yes,
as far as where you're at?
They're really good times, but I mean we've all been working really hard, so it can be a good race.
What was your 100 time that you got second?
Coach, that I got second?
Yeah, what you on the 100 in the
I
open
got
100?
fourth,
You got fourth.
yes.
Okay. What was your time there?
My coach got me at a 10.9, but with the Aki track was 11.1. So
With the discrepancy as far as win and all that good
with
stuff.
all
Yeah.
of
So is but you can run a sub 10 if you wanted to.
I think I could. I think since how I've been working, if I keep working hard this next week by area, I can break an 11, hit a 10.
Now, what's your PR in the 100?
Probably this one that I just ran.
This one that you just ran. Do you think, as far as your teammates in the 4x2, do you think that that 4x2 could go to regionals as a team?
We've been working. I really don't know the times for the 4x2 right now over there in that area. The teams that we're competing with, but I think there's a possibility that we can go.
Now you said that you and your brother, of course, you dropped the baton. Yeah, in the he's the third leg, you're the fourth leg.
Yes.
What was it? Was it just did you take off too early?
No, it would have been a really good handoff, but we just missed it.
Just missed it.
Yeah.
He missed handing
it.
it.
He put it very right on the edge, and I grabbed it. It just slipped out.
It just slipped out.
It would have been a really good handoff. But
What now after you dropping the baton, what went through your mind, or what? You just picked it up and took off again,
no,
or
it got out of the lane, so it's a disqualification.
it's the automatic DQ?
Yeah, but I just didn't know what to think anymore. I was mad. I didn't know we were ranked second in area for the 4x1. If we would have got the time that we've been getting, but
it happens, right?
it
Track,
happens,
you
yeah.
know, and especially when you're handing off the baton. What are your expectations for area and personally and as a team?
Hopefully, as a team, in all the relays that we're running in, I hope we make it to regionals, and individually, personally, I hope I go to regionals. So I'm gonna work harder than I've
Ever
always
before.
worked, so try to go as far as I can.
And being a spring sport, of course, you played football also. How does that translate with the run that the Eagles had this year? I know you were part of the playoff game against Vela, but how did that kind of help you out in going from football to track?
I mean, the workouts there in football they help you a lot out, and just the team chemistry that you get, it translated here.
It translates here. Well, that's Darwin Leckler, senior, for your Eagle Pass Eagles, and we'll be back with more after this. You're listening to Freddie Leo, RealSportsLive.com, Real Sports Live Southwest. And we're back live to the Eagle Pass ISD Student Activity Center, Foster Memorial Stadium. We're trackside. That's where we're at, trackside, with Jacob Pianez, the senior, qualified for area in the 4x4 and the 400.
Yes, sir.
And of course, being a senior, what is it about the senior leadership on the team from you and Guevara and Darwin and all these guys?
It's very important because we gotta help change the culture for later generations. You know, we haven't been district champs in a while, and maybe us this year will help them later years to become district champions.
Nice. And the race, the individual race, of course, the 400. How do you think you did in that race?
I did pretty good. I didn't take off that great, but I finished really strong. I was coming in at 4th place, and then I finished at 2nd, so I finished pretty good.
I just really need to work on my takeoff.
The blocks, so to speak, your block work.
Yeah.
And is that something that you work on with Coach Olivas and the coaching staff, or is that something that kind of you want to? What is more that you want to work for as far as when you get to area?
I just really want to take off really good, so I can keep up with the faster guys in the middle. I can't really use blocks because of my knee, but I can just take off.
Well, talking about your knee, of course, you had an injury during football.
Mm-hmm.
You had an interception. I believe it was against, I'm trying to remember who the team was. Figueroa. And of course, that was a win for the Eagle Pass Eagles. How was it being sidelined and thinking, am I going to be back for track? What was going through your mind?
It was rough. I didn't know what to expect. I really just prayed. I'd rehab twice a day in the morning and in the afternoon. And then when track started, like football ended, I really focused on track, and I slowly started getting into it, and here I am today. Running.
What was your time in the 400, if you remember, at that district?
Coach got me at a 52.1, and I ran. Well, the AccuCheck got me at 52.3.
52.3. Do you think you can run a sub 50, or what's your personal? Was that your personal your PR?
That's my PR, but we're trying to go for 50. If I take off, I'll probably get the 50.
I know Coach mentioned that you guys had wind and you guys had elements that of course didn't help you. You guys ran at Southwest and how was that day for you as far as preparing for that Open 400? Did you get a lot of headwind on one area, or was it a lot or was it headwind when you came into the stretch?
I got a lot of wind coming onto the curve, the second curve, to the final stretch. I felt a lot of wind. I just really ducked my head down and kept moving my arms so I can finish strong.
Who's your competition in district, and what do you see for area? What are your goals for area?
I want to move on to regionals. Hopefully God helps me get to regionals. But I have to beat my own teammate Mando, DeCarlo from United, and I'm not sure who else my competition is, but those three
guys. And of course you've been running against Mando the whole season during but does it help you knowing that you have somebody in that 400 that's also from the same school, and knowing that you guys can work out together and of course compete together?
Yeah, it really does help out a lot because he pushes me, I push him. We go back at it, but more times he'll beat me, but I got him this time, so hopefully I can get him again.
Now in the 400, what do you in the 4x4? What do you and your teammates think you need to do to succeed in area and of course move on to regionals?
We just got to give the other person a chance. We just try to keep up the pace, stay in front. We just try to keep each other a chance.
And we want to thank everybody who's logged on and tuned in. We're live from the Student Activity Center in Eagle Pass, Texas, as the Southwest Dragons and the Eagle Pass Eagles are duking it out on the baseball field. And this is Freddie Dea, RealSportsLife.com, Real Sports Life Southwest. And we're going to get the national anthem, all that good stuff. So hold on, and we'll be back.
va a venir Moses. No, sí, o sea, nomás que vino Mendoza ahorita preguntando que si me iban a hablar. Nomás está Freddy hablando, presentando los jugadores Freddy. No, pues él va a hacer acá su jale, ese Freddy. No ha llegado, pues nomás estaba hablando a preguntar. Bueno, a lo mejor si llega ahorita, pues ya. Dijo Mendoza que llegara tarde no había pedo. Pero pues no ha llegado. Ah, bueno. Órale.
And welcome everybody back to another edition of RealSportsLive.com, Real Sports Live Southwest. Freddie Daya with you today on this overcast Friday. We had some rain earlier this morning. The crew out here at the Student Activity Center, the Eagle Pass ISD Student Activity Center, got the field ready for some play as we have two games set for tonight. 5 o'clock, the Eagles play host to the Southwest. And then the 8 o'clock, Harlandale comes into town to play in District 29 5A against Eagle Pass CC Win Mavericks. So we're going to have both games. And we want to thank everybody who's logged on and tuned in. www.realsportslive.com, Real Sports Live Southwest. As we are getting set for the first pitch. And Ray Mendoza on the mound for the Eagles. He'll be facing Kane Angus, followed by Tony Castillo and Nate Byer are the three due up for the Southwest Dragons. When we get set to go, I was telling you earlier, we also had a nice interview with the district representatives from Eagle Pass High School and track side. We had that one before. First pitch is a ball as we get this game going. Ball two. So 2 balls and no strikes. We're in the top of the first. Misses low, ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes, and 4 balls. As Angus walks over to first. Now Tony Castillo, the right fielder, will dig in. Angus goes back. Pitch outside, ball 1. We lost the feed. Well, there it is. Angus takes his lead over at first. This is outside, ball 2. Now these two met in the first round, and ball 3 and a 5-1 win for Southwest over at in San Antonio. So 3-0 pitch. Finally gets a strike in there. So no outs, runner at first. Second batter of the game for the Southwest Dragons. Freddie Day, I'm bringing you all the live play-by-play. We are at the Student Activity Center. There's some wind blowing from right to left. And just missing outside, ball 4. 2 walks here in this inning. So now Nate Byer, the DH. With runners at first and second. No outs in the top of the first. This is ball 1. So runners at first and second with no outs. Byer over to third and gets the force out. Nice play by the first baseman. Coming hard down the line as Byer was trying to bunt himself on. He sacrificed and he got on a fielder's choice. Angus gets thrown out at third on a 1-5 put out for out number 1. So runners at first and second with 1 out. And Eric Hernandez, the first baseman, senior, will come in and strike 1 on the outside corner. Comes set from the stretch. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Just a backdrop. The Eagles they already punched their ticket into the playoffs. They already solidified a spot. They're in second place, but they can easily move down to third as they beat United on Tuesday. A ground ball to the shortstop, and he'll keep it in play as Hernandez gets on. On an infield hit as they're shifting him. As they beat United 8-4 on Tuesday, so they punched their ticket now. Southwest and United are kind of tied right now for third and fourth. So if the Eagles do win, then it drops the Southwest Dragons down in a tie at 8-5. Right now, the Eagles sport a 9-3 record. Pop fly, right field, and Lopez will tag. From third is Castillo, and he comes in for the first run. As Zavala flies out to right field for out number 2. Everybody else stays put at first and second. 2 outs. First pitch to Johnny Zamudio is fouled, strike one. So they take a 1-0 lead here at the top of the first. 2 outs. No balls, 1 strike. Runners at first and second. Hernandez at first, Bayer at second. Just misses outside, ball 1. Time is called. And gets a strike on the outside corner. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners at first and second. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Zamudio goes down swinging for out number 3. That retires the Southwest Dragons in the top of the first. They score 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to Friday Day at RealSportsLive.com, Real Sports Live Southwest.
Citizens of Maverick County, thanks to your vote and support, we're the top vote getter during the March primaries by a large margin. But we're not done. We have a lot more to do. But because of your vote of confidence, we have proven that Maverick County is on the right track to getting where it needs to be. I humbly request your vote and support during these May runoffs.
And we're back to live action, and River Mendoza will dig in. Isaiah Zavala, who saw him already once. Strike one. As he pitched against them back in the first round. And ball one. Fouls that one off. Zavala threw 6 2/3, striking out 4, allowing 4 hits and 1 run in that game. Back in the first round, Southwest was 3-2. Eagle Pass was 4-1, coming off that three game. And beating United here at home. So 3-1 the count now. 3 balls, 1 strike. And a ball hit hard right side. Right fielder on it for out number 1. Now DeAndre Torres, the second baseman, will dig in. Zavala starts him off with a strike. Looked to see to give him another strike, and it was a ball. So 1-1 the count. Outside, ball 2. Zavala is one of those pitchers with rhythm. He gets the ball, gets the side, and back up again. Fouls that one off. Left side. Makes the count now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Line drive to right field, and that one gets in for a hit. Now Braulio Rodriguez. First pitch he sees is a strike. Rodriguez does like to play at home. He likes the home field. Foul ball, strike 2. I talked to Coach Bench earlier the day before the game, and he says this is a different Eagle Pass team from what he saw during the tournament season. Kids playing with a lot of confidence. He sees it even when they played them in the first round. There were some plays that just fell their way and bounced their way, so it could have gone either way. That was a 5-1 win for Southwest. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Sun tried to peek out and in the dirt, ball 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner goes, throw down to second, not in time. Gets into center field, and Torres is down at third. So stolen base for Torres. Ball 3. And then with the ball getting into center field, Torres gets to third with 1 out here. So the 3-2 count to Braulio Rodriguez, the runner at 90 feet away and inside. Hit his hand. So he will be walking over to first base with a hit by a pitch. And Coach Bent comes out and says if he can confer with the base umpire. And Rodriguez is awarded first base. The other thing that kind of struck me when talking to Coach Bench, he basically said that everybody in the district, that yes, there's natural rivalries and this and that, but everybody respects each other. As him and Coach Mendoza took about a 20-minute chit chat before they started their in and out. So runners at first and third with 1 out for Isaac Roque. First pitch from Zavala is a strike. Braulio over at first takes his lead. Does not catch the inside. Ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. A ground ball to third. Third baseman goes over to second. Over to first. Digs it out. And they grounds that into a double play. A nice double play. Five, 4-4-3 double play to end the threat, and no runs come in for the Eagles to end the threat here in the bottom of the first. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base for the Eagles. Go to the top half of the second. 1-0. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to Friday Day at RealSportsLife.com, Real Sports Life Southwest.
Mi Pueblo Restaurant, located at 1920 North Veterans Boulevard. Call to order to go at 830-776-7796. We deliver. We have breakfast and lunch buffet from 7 to 11 and from 11:30 to 3. We have fresh homemade tortillas made daily, so come by 1920 North Veterans Boulevard. Comidas caseras, hechas como en su casa. Vengan a comer con nosotros.
Back to live action. A nice double play by Hernandez to Castillo to Hernandez there for the ending double play. as Ray Ray starts the second inning of work. Strike one. Ball one, strike one on Alex Hernandez. We're at the top of the second. 1-0 the score. Southwest leading. Swing and a miss. Strike two. The 1-2 pitch from Mendoza and just a bit outside. Ball two. Does not catch the outside corner. Ball three. Runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Missing there. And Hernandez draws a walk. So now Fabian Contreras, the catcher, digs in, right-handed hitter. Hernandez over at first, takes his lead. First pitch is a strike. Squares up, strike two. Ground ball up the middle. Gonzalez gets there. Throw to first and out at first. A nice double play. Turned as Contreras grounds out into the 4-6-3 double play. A nice play by the second baseman there. Ball one. Fouls that one off. Two balls, 1 strike. On Matt Castillo. Fouls that one off. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grounder tapper to third base. Risa comes in over to first and tagged out. 5-3 put out for out number 3. That retires Southwest in the top of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. After 1.5, your Eagle Pass Eagles 0, Southwest 1. Del Bosque, Ibarra, and Gonzalez do up. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening for today at RoseSportsLive.com, Rose Sports Live Southwest.
Rody's Country Fried Chicken, located at 1910 El Indio Highway. Old-fashioned country cooking since 1985 with 100% Tyson chicken tenders, gizzards, and delicious fried chicken. Come try our seafood and wings from the Rodriguez family. Rody's Country Fried Chicken.
EPER Recycling Center, 3323 Del Rio Boulevard, open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. When you recycle today, you give the earth a chance for tomorrow. We buy all cans, aluminum, all wheels, copper, yellow brass, steel battery starters, and much, much more. Cash for scrap at EPER Recycling Center. Don't throw it away. Recycle it today at 3323 Del Rio Boulevard. For more information on how to turn your scrap into cash, call 758-0685 or find us on Facebook.
And we're back. We have some camera difficulty, so we're still doing audio, so you can still listen to the play-by-play as we try and get this camera set up. Well, we're trying to work on it. So 2 strikes on Del Bosque, the catcher. Misses outside, ball 1. A ground ball to the first baseman. Hernandez tells Zavala, I got you. Over to first. 3 unassisted for out number 1. Now, Derek Ibarra, the center fielder. First pitch, he fouls it off. Strike 1. Fouls that one off. Right side, strike 2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Ibarra goes down swinging for out number 2. Now Isaac Gonzalez, first pitch he sees, ropes one into right field and misplayed ball by the right fielder, and Gonzalez takes off to second. So single to right and gets to second base on a poorly played ball by the right fielder. He's over at second with 2 outs for the third baseman, Rolly Risa. Time is called. Balk. And Gonzalez will move over to third. This is the second time that they have a runner at third base. DeAndre Torres was at third in that first inning. So runners in scoring position. Right now they're 0 for 1. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Ball hit into left field, and the left fielder, Robbie Ford, is under that one for out number 3. And no runs. No runs. 1 hit. No errors. And 1 left on base for the Eagles. And that bottom half, after 2 complete, your Eagle Pass Eagles 0, Southwest 1. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to Freddie Day at RealSportsLive.com. Real Sports Live Southwest.
Valdez Tire Record Service. We're located at 522 North Pierce Street in Eagle Pass, Texas. 24/7 record service. We handle commercial and industrial tows. Emergency roadside service. Automotive repair shop is also available. Call us at 830-757-3102 or come by 522 North Pierce Street. Valdez Tire Record Service, proud supporter of Eagle Pass Athletics. Make sure you come by.
So we're back to live action. First pitch to Angus over to first. Risa comes in and fields that one. Nice defensive play. 5-3 for out number 1. First pitch to Castillo is a strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Castillo. A ground ball, right side foul. Ground ball to the second baseman. Gonzalez over to first. In time. For out number 2. Four three for out number 2. We apologize for everybody that's trying to watch the game. We are having some issues with our camera. Ball hit to left field, and the left fielder, Victor Perry, gets under that one for out number 3. And Ray gets out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We go to the bottom half of the third. Score still Eagle Pass 0, Southwest 1. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to Freddie Day at RealSportsLive.com, Real Sports Live Southwest. And we're back to live action. We're sorry that our camera is not able to work. So now leading off in the inning is going to be David Lopez, followed by the top of the lineup, Ray Mendoza and DeAndre Torres. 1-0, we're in the bottom of the third. Swing and a miss, strike 2. In the dirt, ball 1. Swing and a miss, strike 3 as he goes down swinging for out number 1. Now Ray Mendoza. Ball 1. Outside, strike 1. Grounder to first baseman in Zavala Fields as Hernandez flips it over to first for out number 2. (3-1) for out number 2. Now 2 outs in the bottom half of the third. Now DeAndre Torres, who has one of the 2 hits for Eagle Pass. Inside, strike 1. Outside, ball 1. Misses outside, ball 2. Shakes off the first sign, shakes off the second sign. Steps off the rubber. Zavala to Torres. Fouls it off left side and falls foul. Strike 2. ground ball. Hernandez moves over. Zavala fields his position. And another 3-1 put up for out number 3, and that retires the Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. So after 3 complete, your Eagle Pass Eagles 0. Visiting Southwest Dragons 1. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to Friday Day at RoadSportsLive.com. Road Sports Live Southwest. Back live as our camera is off, so now all you're gonna be hearing is our voice right there. So we're gonna give you the play-by-play radio style. Ball 1. Ball 2. Line drive to the second baseman for out number 1. Ground ball to the third baseman. Risa over to first. And ball just out of the grasp of the first baseman, and Zavala is in with a hit. So now Johnny Zamuda, who struck out his first time up, and a ball hit into the gap. As the ball gets down. The field is kind of soggy out there. Zamudo in with a double to right field. So with runners at second and third, and one out, Alex Hernandez, who walked his last time up, has a strike. Ball on the outside corner. Strike two. So the 1-2 pitch, one out to Hernandez. Gets past the catcher. And Zavala comes in. Excuse me, number 13 comes in. So runner moves over to third. 2-2 count. Fouls it off. Stays in the count. Strike three as it catches the inside corner for out number 2. A ground ball to the shortstop over to first. And in time for out number 3 is Contreras grounds out to the shortstop. So we go to the bottom half of the fourth. Eagles down 2-0. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to Freddie Day at RoseSportsLive.com, Rose Sports Live Southwest.
Saritas Tortilla Factory, with 3 great locations to serve you in Maverick County. Come try our delicious barbacoa with the tortillas. Si son Saritas, ni me las calientes. Also, you can get our tortillas in Laredo, Texas at your local supermarket. That's Sarita's Tortilla Factory.
Lone Star Auto Garage, full service collision center, located at 891 Florence Street, Suite 2 in Eagle Pass, Texas. 830-872-5724 is the number to call. That's Lone Star Auto Garage. Just call Sal at 513-6675. If you need a car, truck, or SUV, just call Sal at 513-6675. And we're in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch to Braulio Rodriguez is a ball. Off the hands of Rodriguez and into the glove of the second baseman for out number 1. Isaac Roque swinging a miss, strike 1. Ground ball tapper to the shortstop. Angus comes up throwing, and a nice dig by Hernandez over at first for out number 2. 6-3 for out number 2. And now Christian Del Bosque, the catcher, strike 1. Inside pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. In the dirt, ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A ground ball to the first baseman. He tries to dig it up. Zavala there to clean it up as Hernandez was trying to one-hop that one. Came off the heel of his glove. And Zavala, who was already moving towards first base, was there to pick it up and flip it back. So a 1-3 put out for out number 3, and the Eagles go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. And this half inning of play is brought to you by Ajíos, located in Del Rio, 611 de la Rosa. El sabor de México, Ajíos. Lo mejor de México. Tacos de bistec y al pastor. Call ahead. 830-422-0824 is the number to call. The law offices of Orlando Rodriguez, an attorney serving Maverick, Montgomery County, the greater Houston area. Call us first or learn more at www.rgz.law. 830-201-3092. With 15 years of experience, call us first. Fair, someone with integrity, respect, sincere, and someone you can trust. The law offices of Orlando Rodriguez. And we're back to live action. Finally got everything to work. I don't know what happened there, but we finally have some picture. Ball one on the hitter, Matt Castillo. And a line drive right over the head of DeAndre Torres. It was outstretched. And a hit into left field for Castillo. Now Kane Angus, the leadoff hitter, who drew a walk back in the first and grounded out to the third baseman his last time up. He's 0 for 1. Ball one. A ground ball up the middle. Over to the pitcher, threw it into center field. And it gets past the center fielder as Castillo comes around. Over to third, not in time. And Mendoza throwing it into center field. He had a sure double play there. And E1. Angus gets to third. Castillo comes all the way around to score the third run for inside, missing, ball one. Ball is bunted and now gets away from the first baseman, Roque. Angus comes in to score, and Castillo reaches on an error by the third baseman, moves over to second. No outs in the inning, and unraveling here in the fifth. So 2 more runs come in, and it is 4-0 here in the top of the fifth with no outs. Castillo gets on a hit to left field, and then an error on the first baseman, on the pitcher. Angus gets on, and then another error. So 2 straight errors defensively for the Eagles have given the Southwest Dragons 2 runs in the inning. Now Nate Byer, who reached on a fielder's choice and flew out to left his first time up, strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Fouls that one off to the screen. 0-2 pitch is outside. Ball one. Strike three is Bayer. Goes down looking for out number one. Now Eric Hernandez. So Hernandez digs in, grounded or lined out to the second baseman, excuse me. And got a hit, infield hit. First time up, swing and a miss, strike one. Runner does go, fouls it off. Strike two. So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out on Hernandez. Checks the runner over at second. The pitch. And he struck out there as Hernandez was looking around thinking he fouled it off, but he fouled it off into the glove of Del Bosque for out number 2. Now Isaiah Zavala digs in, who had a hit and a run scored, and flied out to right. Fouls that one off, strike one. Swings and misses, strike two. We're in the top half of the fifth, 4-0. 1 run for Southwest in the first, 1 in the fourth, and then 2 here in the fifth to take a 4-0 lead on the Eagles that are 9-3 in second place in District 29 6A. The ball gets past Del Bosque, and one ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and he retires his side after allowing those 2 runs. So 2 runs on 1 hit, 2 errors, and 1 left on base. Go to the bottom of the fifth. Ibarra, Gonzalez, and Risa due up. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to Friday Day at RealSportsLive.com, Real Sports Live Southwest.
Citizens of Maverick County, thanks to your vote and support, we're the top vote getter during the March primaries by a large margin. but we're not done. We have a lot more to do. But because of your vote of confidence, we have proven that Maverick County is on the right track to getting where it needs to be. I humbly request your vote and support during these May runoffs. Thank you.
See how it. A 1-1 pitch to Ibarra as we're back to live action. And again, we're sorry that our camera is acting up today, and we are very sorry that we could not get you working tired. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. A ground ball to the third baseman. Fires across the diamond. And out. Number 1 as Ibarra grounds out to the third baseman for out number 1. So 1 out in the bottom half of the 5th. First pitch to Gonzalez is a strike. That one in the dirt. Ball 1. Ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom half of the 5th, Zavala fouls that one off. Gonzalez, strike 2. Time is called. Zavala, the 2-2 pitch to Gonzalez. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gonzalez goes down swinging for out number 2. Now Rolly Risa. Risa, a flare, and Castillo under that one for out number 3 as he flies out into shallow right field. The second baseman gets out there and retires the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. So we go to the 6th with the Eagles down 4-0. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to Freddie Day at RealSportsLive.com, Real Sports Live Southwest.
Mi Pueblo Restaurant, located at 1920 North Veterans Boulevard. Call to order to go at 830-776-7796. We deliver. We have breakfast and lunch buffet from 7 to 11 and from 11:30 to 3. We have fresh homemade tortillas made daily, so come by 1920 North Veterans Boulevard. Comidas caseras, hechas como en su casa. Vengan a comer con nosotros.
And the new pitcher for Eagle Pass is David Lopez as he comes in here in the top of the 6th. And he's facing Johnny Sumudio. So 1-1 the count on Sumudio. Two balls, no strikes. Missing high, ball 3. Strike 2 as he gets in and brings the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes now on Sumudio. Lopez first batter he faces. Ball hit into shallow center field. The center fielder now, Ray Mendoza, comes in and under that one for out number 1. So Ray Mendoza, who started the game, pitches 5 innings, struck out Struck out 5, walked that ball gets in, hit to right field by Hernandez. Top of the 6, runner goes. Ball popped up. Foul ball. On Contreras, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at first is Hernandez. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Contreras. A ground ball that gets into the hole between short and third. And a hit for Contreras into left field. Puts runners at first and second for Matt Castillo, who had a hit back in fifth and grounded out to the third baseman his first time up. So courtesy runner for is number 6 for Contreras, the catcher. A bunt down first base will tag the runner. Runners move, advance, sacrifice bunt. Moves the runner over to second and third. 3 unassisted for out number 2. Now Kane Angus. So with 2 outs here, strike 1 on Angus. Ball 1. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Ball hit to right field, and the right fielder Perry gets under that one for out number 3. So no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base for Southwest. In the top of the 6th, we go to the bottom for the Eagles. Down 4-0. Lopez, top of the lineup. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening for today at RealSportsLive.com, Real Sports Live Southwest. And we're back live. Sorry that there's no camera right now, but we are still streaming the game, doing some audio. And we're in the bottom of the 6th from the Eagle Pass ISD Student Activity Center as the Eagle Pass Eagles coming in second place at 9-3. Just a game back at 8-4 are the Southwest Dragons. And they lead 4-0. First pitch to number 19, Edward Mendoza, coming in. So he gets a strike as Zavala misses ball 1. So 1-1 the count. Ground ball to the third baseman. The ball is fair. Calls it foul. So ball and 2 strikes now. And Mendoza goes down for out number 1. Now Ray Mendoza. And rips a single into right field. First pitch he saw from Zavala. This is his 3rd time he sees him. Grounded out to the first baseman. Flew out to right. Now a hit single to right field. That's the 3rd hit allowed by Zavala here in this game. DeAndre Torres now. First pitch he sees. Lines one into left. So now Braulio Rodriguez, who flew out to the second baseman and got hit by a pitch. As Coach Bench comes out to talk to Zavala, and he's into the 6th inning, wanting to throw a complete game. Third time, 4th time around, it's so down 4-0 here in the 6th. What you try and do is chip away at the lead. Zavala, first pitch is inside, ball 1. And up the middle, Zavala snags it. And a force out at second. Torres gets forced out. Fielder's choice by to Rodriguez. So runners at first and third. A force out, 1-4 for out number 2. And Coach Bench will come out. And a pinch runner comes in, number 2. They're talking about it. So with 2 outs, runners at first and third. Isaac Roque. Zavala still on the mound. First pitch to Roque is in the dirt, ball one. Strike one as he gets a outside corner. So 1-1 the count. Heredia takes his lead. Mendoza takes his lead over at third. And just a bit inside, it's Roque takes a look at the pitcher's mound. Ball two. This is high, ball three. 3-1 the count now with 2 outs. Eagles down 4-0. Swing and a miss, strike two. And Roque looking at a full count now. Zavala. 3 times the Eagles have had a runner at third base and cannot capitalize on it. 3-2 count. Time is called. So the 3-2 pitch from Zavala to Roque. Runner goes, swing and a miss, strike 3. As Roque goes down swinging for out number 3. No runs. 2 hits. No errors. And 2 left on base. We go to the top of the 7th. Still 4-0. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to Friday Day at RoseSportsLive.com. Rose Sports Live Southwest.
Roadie's Country Fried Chicken, located at 1910 El Indio Highway. Old-fashioned country cooking since 1985. With 100% Tyson chicken tenders, gizzards, and delicious fried chicken. Come try our seafood and wings from the Rodriguez family. Roadie's Country Fried Chicken.
EPER Recycling Center, 3323 Del Rio Boulevard, open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. When you recycle today, you give the earth a chance for tomorrow. We buy all cans, aluminum, all wheels, copper, yellow brass, steel battery starters, and much, much more. Cash for scrap at EPER Recycling Center. Don't throw it away. Recycle it today at 3323 Del Rio Boulevard. For more information on how to turn your scrap into cash, call 758-0685 or find us on Facebook.
Valdez Tire Record Service. We're located at 522 North Pierce Street in Eagle Pass, Texas. 24/7 record service. We handle commercial and industrial tows. Emergency roadside service. Automotive repair shop is also available. Call us at 830-757-3102 or come by 522 North Pierce Street. Valdez Tire Record Service, proud supporter of Eagle Pass Athletics. Make sure you come by.
And we're back. We're in the top of the seventh, 4-0. First batter that Derek Ibarra faces. He walks him. Now Bayer, the DH, comes in. Ball 1. So their Eagles are down now. The Eagles have solidified their playoff spot. They're just the seeding. Ball 2. So they can. They've already lost to Southwest once. So if they lose to Southwest, they just flip second and third. Southwest will be second. The Eagles will be third with 1 game remaining, and then Southwest still has to play South San, and Eagle Pass still has to play Del Rio. So tiebreakers, and mathematically, as far as they can do no worse than third for the Eagles. Throw to first, not in time. So runner at first with 2 balls, 2 strikes on the hitter, the DH, Nate Bayer. And he hits it to center field. Center fielder under it, Mendoza, for out number 1. Now Eric Hernandez, who is 1 for 3. First pitch he sees, drills it into left field, and the left fielder under that one for out number 2. Now Isaiah Zavala, the starting pitcher, first pitch to Zavala is inside, high and tight. Ball 1. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. So 2 balls and a strike on Zavala. We're at the top of the 7th. Again, we're very sorry that our camera went offline and could not bring you the picture. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at first. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Zavala goes through that pitch. As Derek Ibarra on the mound. Ray went 5 innings. David Lopez went an inning. And now... And Zavala goes down swinging for out number 3. So no runs, 1 hit. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Del Bosque, Ibarra, and Gonzalez due up. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to Friday Day at RealSportsLive.com, Real Sports Live Southwest.
Roadie's Country Fried Chicken. Hey, did you know Roadie's also had buffalo wings, seafood platters, and boneless wings? Don't forget the poppers. Come visit us at 1910 El Indio Highway or call us ahead at 830-773-9189. If you need us to cater, call us at 830-325-4470 for the Roadie's Roadie Truck. Old-fashioned country cooking since 1985.
Siesta Tires, Customs, and Wheels, located at 3166 Del Rio Boulevard in Eagle Pass, Texas. The best prices in town for wheels, tires, lift kits, and much more. Call them at 830-773-4010. That's Siesta Tires, Customs, and Wheels. Also, a new location in Uvalde, Texas.
And the first pitch to Del Bosque is way inside. Ball one. Ball two. Strike on the outside corner. Zavala working quickly here in the bottom of the seventh. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on the catcher, Christian Del Bosque. And a stare down by Zavala to the hitter as Del Bosque goes down swinging for out number 1. Now Derek Ibarra. Right up the middle, first pitch. Second baseman got under, got to hit. Matt Castillo and an infield hit. Now Isaac Gonzalez. First pitch to Gonzalez is inside. Ball 1. Strike 1. So we're in the bottom of the 7th with a runner at first, 1 out. The Eagles down 4-0. Fouls it off, strike 2. Fouls it off, stays in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In the dirt for ball 2. So 2-2 count now. Ibarra over at first. Takes his lead. Zavala checks him. Outside, ball 3. Runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lifts it left side and foul. Three-two pitch, fouls it off towards the third base side, and the third baseman under that one. For out number 2. So down to their last out, down by 4. Runner at first. Now Rolando Risa. Lefty. Ball 1. Strike 1. The 1-1 count to Rolly Risa. Inside, strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first. The pitch in the dirt. Ball 2. So 2-2 count. The pitch. There's a foul ball. So 2-2 count, 2 outs, runner at first. Ibarra takes his lead. Zavala gets his sign from Contreras. Comes set from the stretch. 2-2 pitch on its way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Risa goes down swinging for out number 3. And that's the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. The final score. Southwest Dragons 4. Eagle Pass Eagles 0. That drops them down to 9-4 in district play. And so we thank everybody who's logged on and tuned in as we are getting ready for the second game. So for all of you guys, thank you once again for logging on and tuning in, realsportslive.com. We're going to have our second game at 8 o'clock between the Hardendale Indians District 29 5A and your Eagle Pass CC Win Mavericks. Thank you very much and good night from all of us here at realsportslive.com, Real Sports Live Southwest.